All right, welcome back to Tuesday. We got straight stocks. I'm Vinny.
I'm Dylan. Today we're going to look at Trump's new multi-conglomerate crazy takeover company. That's gonna be pretty interesting. Pretty hectic thing going on in the market. We're going to take a look at what's going on.
Yeah. If you enjoy this kind of content about two stupid guys trading stocks, by all means, we'd love to have you guys along with us on this adventure. So give us a like and subscribe below. With that, we'll get to it.
Two stupid guys trade stocks.
All right.
So
I caught the headlines this week, but I don't really know much more of the story than like basic headline from news articles. So you're gonna have to fill me in on this one.
I got you, man. I'm going to try to keep this as unpolitical as possible, which is really difficult when you see the business model.
Oh boy.
So I'm not picking a side. Neither is Vinny. We're just stating facts, right?
Oh boy.
So the new companies, Trump Media and Technology Group, TMTG is what they keep abbreviating. That's not the ticker right now, but it merged with Digital World Acquisition Corp. That is a DWAC. That is the ticker. Do you want to talk about what a SPAC is?
SPAC is special purpose acquisition company. Basically, they call it blank check company. So they raise money on the public market and then they go and try to buy a private company, within their parameters as far as like what they're allowed to buy.
Yeah, my baby Fubo is one of them. DraftKings is another. There's been a lot of them actually.
Yeah, exactly.
It's basically they can save a bunch of money by doing that.
Or
theoretically, theoretically. Basically, the official one was in an 8K filing with the SEC on Thursday. DWAC said it entered into an agreement, plan a merger with DWAC Merger Sub, which is a wholly subsidiary of DWAC, TMTG, and ARC Global Investments. The guy of that one's going to be the CEO of the company, but we'll get into it. So the mission statement. Now, this was originally like 3 paragraphs. I took the first sentence. To create a rival to the liberal media consortium and fight back against the big tech companies of Silicon Valley, which have used their unilateral power to silence opposing voices in America.
Interesting.
I just said opposing, and I meant opposing.
So. Yeah. I can't remember the name of the folks, but there's actually a great podcast on like Facebook where they interview one of the early Facebook like content moderators and talking about how like Facebook didn't realize they were going to become like the arbitrator of free speech in the world and how they had no documents. And then they had like a 1-page guideline on what you could or could not post. And eventually it was like binders full.
That's super funny, actually. That's pretty good.
It's worth listening to. I can't remember the name. I'll send it to you.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I get a kick out of that. I feel like the first line would just be like, don't be mean. That's it. That's the
yeah, exactly.
All right. So they basically had like a 22-slide presentation as to what TMTG is. I picked like 7 or 8 of them. I'm trying to get as non-political as possible, so I eliminated some of them. This is the start of it, though. So it's a non-cancelable global community.
Yeah,
it's cool. Like it. Cool photo.
It's a cool picture. I'll give them that.
So here's the market opportunity, right? And this is the next slide's my favorite. So you have your Facebook, your Amazon, your Apple, your Netflix, your Google. So why not just attack all of them? Mm-hmm. Why not? Why rival Netflix? Why not just go for all of it?
Yeah.
I feel like it's like marathon runners. Like, why don't you just start running fast, but then keep running fast in the middle, and then just run fast in the end also?
Oh, yeah, Michael Scott strategy.
Boom. Nice.
But why is Twitter at the top of this pyramid? I don't understand.
Well, we'll get there.
Okay.
Also, to be clear, Pam said that. I'm just going to throw it in there.
Okay.
So, blanket TMTG on top of all the companies. The Truth Social is going to be the Twitter and the Facebook. TMTG Plus is going to be Netflix and Disney somehow, but only news. I don't know how that's going to go.
Yeah, I don't know. That makes no sense.
And then TMTG News, which apparently from what they were showing has almost identical content, will also attack news. There's some pictures of what they're going to do. And then long-term opportunity, they'll just take over Amazon too.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Bezos, he retired. The company's weak now.
Right. So what is TMTG Plus? It's boxing, and it's Trump giving a sumo wrestler. This is, by the way, this is direct out of the presentation. I didn't make this.
That's actually me in that photo.
This is
Purple's my color.
nice. So yeah, this is what they're gonna do. Seems sound.
Yeah. High likelihood of success, I would say.
I mean, yeah. Truth. This is the big one. It's essentially Twitter, but they can't mute anybody. But I think they still can. It's not really fully out. We don't really actually know anything about it, like truthfully. Get it? But that is what it is. So
interesting. All right.
And this is where they hinge their success. Trump has a bunch of followers. So therefore, every follower is going to subscribe.
Yeah.
So off the bat, they have 146 million followers.
Yeah. I mean, some of these people are probably following him in all three venues, but, sure.
No. Not how that works.
No.
You're only allowed to follow once.
No overlap. Like, no one that has Instagram also has a Twitter account. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
I feel like at this point, I mean, there's like people with like 100 million, like Twitter, or not Twitter followers, like TikTok followers. They could just all start their own Netflix company.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, all right.
It'll work. So
the big tent approach, all are welcome. Liberal, independent, conservative. Once again, not taking a side. These are direct slides.
Yeah.
Throwing that out there. And then he has a list of subscribers from iHeart, Twitter, Netflix, and then a question mark for TMTG on the left there. Yeah. Next slide. So I just thought it was really funny because they had that, and then they followed up with this slide, which is a bunch of more conservative aspects. So they're like, hey, we're open to liberals, independents. And the next slide is all the conservative stuff piling into TMTG.
Yeah.
I believe this was the last slide. I can't remember. No, the last slide was a disclaimer.
I mean, admittedly, I recognize and enjoy Daily Wire content. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Ben Shapiro, they have the great memes of Ben Shapiro Thug Life, where he just like roasts people and like
yeah, he is probably one of the better debaters. He's pretty hardcore. Yeah, he's very good at debating.
Yeah, exactly. I should have taken debate. That's what I learned from watching him. I was like, wow.
Yeah, he's very good at debating. Like him or hate him, doesn't matter. So 2 hedge funds have already sold their stakes in DWAC as soon as they merged with the Trump team. Lighthouse Investment Partners already sold all 11.2%. So basically already 20% of the original SPAC owners are gone. It ended up being like 5 million shares. Saba Capital Management owned 9.3%. One of these was funny. I can't remember because I didn't want to get into it because it was too political. But one of them was backing like a Democratic candidate and lost, and then they backed out. Here, I won't get into it, but it was kind of funny.
So what you're telling me is they were not apprised of the acquisition target prior to this being public knowledge.
From what I read, I didn't want to put in the slide because I didn't want to get too political. It looked like no. It looked like, and they merged the team to junior, like, well, we're out. So,
all right.
So Trump did previously have a publicly traded company. A lot of people probably forgot. It's called Trump Entertainment Resorts. That was actually the name they had after the first bankruptcy. They was something different before, but basically they operated for about 20 years. They filed for bankruptcy in 2004, 2009, 2014. Lost over $1 billion. Trump made $50 million before the first bankruptcy. That was when they were hemorrhaging most of the money. In dealing which involved having his publicly traded company buy one of his privately held resorts for a giant premium. After the first bankruptcy, because of that move, he was removed from CEO, but still made more than the CEO. And he also held the ability for chairman, and he put his daughter Ivanka on the board. And then 4 days before the second bankruptcy, they exited the company.
Okay. So what you're telling me is that you and I were cursed with not having like a really marketable last name. So that's what I'm getting from this.
Honestly, I was looking into the first one. So he had 2 private resorts and then had a publicly traded company with the first one. It was like Atlantic City something, right? So his one that had a bunch of debt, it was the Taj Mahal one. Like it was crazy in debt. He just bought it for a massive premium, pocketed the money because it was his. So he paid himself via publicly traded money. It was like, okay.
Love it. That's a interesting move to say the least. Yeah, I know obviously we don't want to get like political, but it's there's probably a market certainly for alternative media sources, but I think unfortunately,
I think there definitely is.
Yeah,
for sure there is.
Well, okay, there definitely is, but the question is like, how do you regulate this while still being fair to all sides? Because there are people that still think the Earth is flat, and people that like think the moon landing is fake, and all this stuff. You can't like, I don't know. If you cater to the least common denominator, you're just going to get like a place just full of like absolute garbage.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a horrible echo chamber of bad. Like if you have a whole thing for just flat Earth society, and it's just like an echo chamber of like I'm sorry if referrals are flat earthers. You're wrong. I don't know. I know.
I've seen pictures. It's very clearly round. Even in Trump's own media presentation here, the Earth is round.
Yeah, I don't know. But I do think there is a market for it. I think that I don't know if was the best spokesperson for it. He's definitely popular, and he definitely has like a large following. So like I get it.
Yeah, I get it from.
I have no idea how well it's gonna do though.
I don't know. I would imagine it would probably have at least some initial success. To be honest, I would think so.
I would say initial success. I don't think they're gonna take any market share from Netflix. I don't know where that came from. It's not even the right content. I don't know if they have never like had a Netflix subscription. They don't do news. I don't know where they got that from. They don't do live boxing.
Yeah,
I have no idea where they were attacking Netflix from. Yeah, that was the weirdest, most far-fetched part of that whole presentation for me, because Netflix was in there like twice.
Interesting.
I was like,
all right,
what?
I have no idea. Absolutely no idea on that one. But this is wild.
Yeah, this was crazy. This is why I wanted to do this little video. So we open here at $10, as do most SPACs. So anyways, we go up, we go up, we go up. Here we're at $175. This is a span of 2 days here, by the way. So day one, day two. This is a 30-minute chart, because if I do the daily, this is all I have. So I had to like break it down. This is a 60-minute chart. But yeah, we ended up going all the way up to $175. It was halted multiple times. And I'll show you. This would have been a terrifying drop for anyone who got halted. So going up, halt, open up here, going down, halt. It's just insanity. This whole thing was terrifying. Like, also just look at the range here. This is $92 to $175. This is 10 minutes.
Wow.
It's 10 minutes. It doubled.
Yeah. And
then it came back down in another 15 minutes. So in a span of 25 minutes, we're from 90 to 180 to 90.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane. I saw some screenshots on like Wall Street Bets of people making like 500% like profit on this in a week, and like this is not optionable. This is like share movement.
Oh yeah, this is honestly, I didn't know this was happening. I would have bought in this had I known that this was a thing, because I mean, people love that guy. So
yeah, it's good for a scalp at least, Yeah,
no, easy. Oh, I'm not staying in this company. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
0%. Yeah. They didn't really get into funding at all. Like I don't even know how much money they have. Like it was just like putting their logo on top of other companies' logos. Like genius.
Yeah, perfect. We should work on something like that.
We'll just put our logo on top of Amazon.
Yeah, perfect. All right, guys. Well, let us know what you think about the insanity that happened with this Trunk Media ticker symbol this week, the SPAC merger announcement. So we'd love to hear what your thoughts are.
Yeah, love to hear it. Thanks, guys.